Okay, so has anybody else been feeling just like randomly angry lately? Okay, maybe just me. Listen, it's a safe space. We can be honest with ourselves and each other. If you don't feel like being honest with each other, be honest with yourself because that's a part of the healing process. Now, the reason I bring up this anger is because I've been going through like these bouts of anger, and I'm just like, I've been telling my husband, like, man, I've just been feeling so angry lately, and I don't even know why. Like, I need to like figure it out, right? And I prayed on it, and I went to my therapist, also known as the Tickety Talk. Listen, we do what we do when we can. Anyway, so what I received based off of everything together and just kind of getting into that quiet space is the reason why a lot of anger is coming up in many of us is because it's the things that we consistently suppress, right? Now, of course, just like what I get right now is the image of trying to push something down in a pool, right? You push it down, what does it do? It pops back up. And then you try to push it from a different angle and you're like, get back down. You put your whole body weight on whatever this thing is, we'll call it a floaty. You put your whole body weight on this floaty, and then what does it do? Inevitably, ping, it shoots right back up, right? And that's what I feel with this anger. Now, it doesn't mean that you're, well, yeah, you are actually angry. Well, I'm speaking I statements. What it is for me is that my voice is being discovered in a true way. Now, mind you, ever since I've gotten away from like a lot of trauma and toxicity and all those things, I've been way more vocal. When I was a child, I was very quiet, very reserved, all the things. I just observed everything, and I was like, something ain't right here. And so if something's not right in my environment, I just get quiet and be like, so everyone else is okay with this? Like, nobody else sees what's going on here? And so if I'm in that type of situation and circumstance, especially as a child, I wouldn't say a word because I learned quickly that if I did try to say something, it would be hushed anyway. So there was no point in me wasting my breath. So as a kid, I learned to just be quiet, right? You hush when adults are speaking, that type of thing, right? Now, as an adult, I definitely speak up for others. And for myself, not necessarily as much, but what I'm receiving is that's where that anger is coming in, right? It's pushing me to find my voice and actually speak my truth in just across the board, various situations and circumstances. Now, that doesn't mean that I have to lose all like class and all those types of things and be like, I don't need to come in with that type of energy, but to stand in the gap, not only for others, as I've grown accustomed to doing, and which feels right within my spirit, but to stand in the gap for myself as well, which means when somebody makes me feel uncomfortable, letting them know that they make me feel uncomfortable. When somebody makes me feel, or when I start to feel resentful, because we can't put the feelings on other people. No one can make us feel any type of way without our permission and consent, right? Now, of course, with that being said, we always have to look at the disclaimers because this isn't a blanket statement. There are certain outliers, right? Where maybe you're in a situation or circumstance where you can't control your environment, such as when I was a child. I couldn't control that environment. I just had to go along to get along. So in those situations, I wasn't able to find my voice, which is now why I am able to, right? When we're in a place and space of safety, when we get to a level of healing and discernment, then we're able to speak our truth. And the way you'll know if you're actually changed your environment enough to have that safety to speak your truth is by the response that people give you, right? Because if you're setting up boundaries, if you're telling someone that they hurt your feelings and then they constantly try to switch it up on you until you got to a place in space where you go into apology mode because you rather just apologize than to ruffle feathers to see the waves start to kick up and feel like you're about to drown, right? I've been there, done that, tried the veal, right? And in certain situations, I'm still there, right? But we're learning and we're growing and we're walking along in our healing journey. Now, with all that said, that anger is for a reason. Instead of giving into it, which I know it's easier said than done, try to pause before you snap, right? Take a couple of breaths. Don't say the first thing on your mind. Say like the third thing on your mind, right? But after you've allowed yourself to have a little bit of space and distance, so that way you're not just being hurtful, right? Say how you feel. Don't go into the accusatory terms of you do this or you do that, or every time, speaking I statements, right? This is a nice little therapy session right here. But that anger is for a reason. And also, too, what I receive is channel that anger into something productive, right? I saw a reel the other day. Y'all know I be watching reels way too much. But I saw a reel the other day that was like, if you see somebody angry cleaning, then just let them be. Don't interrupt them. Don't say anything. Just let them be. Because, again, that's a way to channel that anger and frustrations. And you as an adult, or me as an adult, should allow that channeling method of cleaning to kind of break up the anger, right? And the frustration. So what might have started off as a nuclear boom is now dissipated into small bites that I can chew on and digest, so that way I'm not bringing up things from 20 years ago and something that's happening today. Instead, I can address where I am in this moment or in that moment, and then we can work it out. I hope this is making sense. I feel like this is a whole therapy session. But bottom line to the bottom line is, if you have been feeling angry, especially if you feel like it's coming from essentially nowhere, it is for a reason. It is that floaty that you keep trying to push down and that keeps popping back up. And the longer and longer you try to hold it down, the more ferociously and what is going to pop back up. What I see is like one of those little boogie boards that, I don't know, maybe you used in gym class or you're familiar with. But the farther you try to push it down into the water, the longer you try to hold it down, the more ferociously it's going to pop back up. And odds are good, it's going to end up hitting you in the face. Yikes. Same thing with that anger that you try to suppress. Same thing with those emotions that you try to suppress and push down. They will pop back up, but they're not going to come back up in the same calm manner in which they originally presented. Same as that boogie board. It's not going to be just all chill and just like sitting on the surface. No, it's not going to allow you to just pick it up and move it any which way. No, it's going to come shooting back up and it's going to hit you in the chin and it's going to be like, how you like them apples? But listen, you know what I always say. These are my moments. It's your life. You're strong. You're powerful. You get to decide. And that's it. Bye.